Soul Music fans and novice watching. In today's video, we are talking about artist name search. Excellence is not an act, it's a habit. Alright, we are what we repeatedly do, therefore, hence why I'm saying that excellence then is not an act, but it's a habit. I'm Millie G, and this is Soul Music.
Tingo yambana kupinza pali ponze chabe tingo kambana chikwati chatu sichisebenza before I think ine manje nayenda
okay, it may not work today, it may not work tomorrow, but this is the right thing, and this is what I'm doing, and this is what's feeding me. That knowing, just believe in what you're doing. And if you don't believe in it, then you're not doing it. You haven't figured out the thing that you do best yet. When you feel it and when you know, no one can tell you. You only have to be right once.
Okay. All right. Woo! We'll post it. Read, self-made billionaire. What does that mean to you? What does that mean to you?
God is good, man.
God is good.
That's 2001, I know that.
I was excited.
Do it. All y'all whack like your outfit. I've been making money since the six. I work for me, y'all work for Nick.
You are your most valuable asset. Your life, your potential, and your possibilities are the most precious things you have. Thus, your great goal in life should be to fulfill that potential and become everything you are capable of becoming. Your ability to learn, grow, and fulfill your potential is unlimited. Today, people are graduating from high school and colleges in their countries or, in their 70s, learning new subjects and developing new capabilities. Your ability to learn and remember can continue throughout your life if you can keep your brain alive, alert, and functioning at its best. Your most precious financial asset is your earning ability. Your ability to earn, your ability to work to your primary source of cash throughout your life. You could lose your home, your car, your bank account, and everything you own. But as long as you have your earning ability, you can earn it all back and more in the months and years ahead. Your biggest investment. Most people don't realize this. They take their earning ability for granted. But it has taken you your entire life to develop your earning ability. Every bit of your education, experience, and hard work that you have invested in learning your craft and developing your skills has gone into building this asset. Your earning ability is very much like a muscle. It can increase in strength and power year by year as the result of regular exercise. Likewise, the opposite is true too. If you left alone or ignored, your earning ability, like your muscles, can become weaker or even decline because you have simply failed to upgrade it continually. In other words, your earning ability can be either an appreciating or a depreciating asset. An appreciating asset is something that grows in value and cash flow every year as the result of continual investment and improvement. A depreciating asset, on the other hand, is something that loses value over time and finally reaches the point at which it is written off, being of little or no further value. The choice is yours as to whether your earning ability is increasing or decreasing month by month and year by year. You are the president, and believe it, see yourself as the president of your own personal corporation, music record label. imagine that you were going to take your company public on the stock market. Would you recommend your company as a growth stock, continually increasing its value and earning ability each year? Or would you describe your company or record label as one that has leveled off in the marketplace, that is not really going anywhere in terms of increased value and income? Would you recommend Stock In You Inc. as an excellent investment? Why or why not? What got you here won't get you any further. Some people are actually losing value each year, declining in earning ability because they are not continually upgrading their knowledge and skills. They don't realize that whatever knowledge and skill they have today is rapidly becoming obsolete. It is being replaced by new knowledgeable ones and skills that if you don't have them and someone else does, you will be in danger of being overtaken by a competition. So my aim or my urge to you is to join the top 20%. Join the top 20%. All right. The 80-20% rule applies to income as well. Your brand, as that talked about in the previous videos, your top 20% of people in our society earn and control 80% of the assets. According to Forbes, Fortune Business Week, the Wall Street Journal, and the IRS, by many estimates, the top 1% of Zambians, Americans, Africans control as much as 33% of the assets. The most interesting discovery in income equality is that most millionaires or multimillionaires and billionaires here in Zambia are first generation. They started with little or nothing years ago, and I mean many years ago. I encountered a group of friends that I went to class with, right? And they always, would refer me or rather call me by a certain name. And well, to be honest, at that moment, I wasn't even too sure that I even liked being called that name in the first place. But I just went with it, along with it. It only took like maybe years later when I did mention earlier on that when you make that decision to become absolutely best at everything that you do, from like human relations all the way when I talked about that in the previous video, but now when you make the decision to become the best in your field and enter the top 20%, I think that is when I started to wear that name that they used to call me by. And when I started music, I remember around 9th grade, somewhere there, it was really kind of odd for me to be called by the name that everybody else was calling me by, because again, it wasn't like it was given to me. I mean, I named myself, right? So, and to be honest, I didn't even really even like it in the first place. I guess that's why I wasn't too I wasn't so enthusiastic about being called by that name. But it's like wherever I did go, people would associate me with that name, and I'll be like, whoa, okay, I guess everyone is forgetting my actual name. Hello everybody. And well, whatever, as time went on by and I started to learn the craft of music, I was there trying to pick an artist name, right? And I would come across different artists, music artists who had like very super cool, dope names, and I'd be like, oh man, damn, that one is already gone. I wish I could have something like that, because when you look at maybe the type of personality that the person has and the crowd that they have, supporters that enjoy their music, or it was kind of something that I admired, because again, if you do remember the previous minute I talked about you have to follow the leaders, not the followers, because that's where if you really hit the nail on the head, you find that the real core matter lies in when you admire somebody who you want to become, okay? Because you start to walk, talk, even act like them. You start to those are the behaviors that you start to practice, because they practice those behaviors on a regular basis, right? So I started to do that, and then I started to emulate a couple artists who I felt would inspire my music. Every time I needed to learn some new inspiration, whether I was playing the drums, because that's what I started playing with in the choir at my current church, and to this day. I was so enthusiastic about, well, maybe perhaps I could associate myself with this type of people that do this kind of music, and maybe rap the same way, and that just started to become a part of life. Before you knew it, or I knew it, that name circulated, everywhere, and wherever I could go, it just became, like almost automatic that even when somebody asked me for my name, I'd just be like, okay, yeah, I'm Millie G, and it probably, just they would ask then, what's the idea of this? Is this your nickname? Obviously, everybody will tell you your nickname, right? Yeah. Until many people who actually even started to get interested in what I did would know that, oh, well, actually he has a name because he's a music artist. Oh, yeah, because he's done this song, or maybe because, this and that, etc., stuff like that. So then when I began to make that decision, things, started to, move on pretty fast for me. And that's when I realized that, whoa, I think now I'm in the midst of creating a brand. And it's only that when I take action, it's only when you make the first step that, everything that you do then starts to materialize. Because this is like writing a goal. You need you're setting yourself a financial goal, maybe by the end of this 2021 year for viewers who watch this program, and you wishing that, oh man, I maybe need 10,000 kwacha in my bank account, or 20,000 kwacha in my bank account, or 50,000 kwacha, or 100,000. There's no limit to potential, like I did mention early on, right? So that's what I did. I wrote that goal and said I'm going to build my music brand based on this name that has been given to me. And year by year, as that went on, I noticed that everybody got acquainted with it, and the more that they familiarized themselves with it, I was cool with it. Later on, I think maybe when it became so prominent that now I think this is the name that I'm wearing. Because I was in the midst of all that, like I said, so many years passed on, and I even started to name myself something different. I forget what name I came up with, but along the way that I thought could suit my character and that kind of thing. But then the more that time moved on, I noticed that in as much as I gave myself that name that I thought could, everybody else could adopt and all that, but it wasn't really what stuck in people's minds. Not until I just said, I'm gonna go with what I've been, called all the way since I was like in middle school, and and that is really taken a different shape than I thought that I could have made if I selected a different name, right? So on this program, or this name search, it's what I'm just trying to share, and for many of you who may want this type of information and pursue music and feel like, okay, well, music is just my thing, whether you play the drums, or maybe you play the piano, or you could be even just a singer, or rapper like I am, and playing different other types of instruments and so forth, the flute, trumpets, just here's what you need to do is, you need to grow a brand. This is when you look at, I'll drop the link right here to that video, how to brand. You need to create an awareness that that is going to automatically associate yourself or with a type of service and product that people are going to need, right? Like nothing happens until a sale takes place, people, right? So that's how I came up with this artist name, Millie G, and to be honest, like if I was going to tell you what it means, Millie G, man, I've had different versions and varieties over the time, because you notice that everybody who picks it up on the way would maybe have their own interpretation, or or their and stuff like that. But to this day, I still get questions like that, like, yo, what does Millie G stand for, and etc. But hey, I guess it came from it was extracted from my name, because my full names are Milton Salu, and many people at home, they call me Tony or Ton. It's like my parents just didn't have enough strength in their mouth to call out a 2-syllable word. So like Milton, now they're like, nah, take out the mill, we're gonna call you Ton or Tony, as I've been referred like that at home. Mom and dad, my brothers and my other uncles, siblings, aunts. But in my social circle around home, besides home, like at school, they started to change my name in different variations. Like went from Millie to Mill, Millie Mill, what? And if you're in Zambia, if you're watching this program in Zambia, you know what Millie Mill is all about now. Yeah, exactly. So it was like different. So the moment that I started to catch on to this, Millie Mill or stuff like that, and I don't know what it is that, I don't even know where the G came off from, to be honest, but it was really give my own testimonial experiences, and like I did say, experiences of what happens to a man, but what you do with what happens to you, right? Exactly. So I felt like when I got that little piece of information. And at that time, it was a period when I was still like growing up, learning, the rules of life, and there's just a point where everybody belongs in a certain category, especially if you're in school, man. In society, I guess it's a little bit different, but of course it does apply. Things don't really change. There's like laws that are set out there and stuff like that. They just have to follow. So in case you're a toddler and you're watching this program, you'll be like, okay, what is he talking about now? Yeah, just talking about like virtues and principles. Charity begins from home, right? So there you go, exactly. So when I was at school, I guess I remember like art has always been my thing. I grew up painting and drawing actually before I started music, like full time. So I really was, and being the personality that I am, I'm a Gemini. I'm not gonna go into my weaknesses and strengths now, but like one person that I like my own time, personal time. I'm both like an extreme introvert and extrovert. So you find out maybe when I'm alone that maybe I'm doing, I have my own creativity process going on and stuff like that. So you find that I kind of grew up in an environment where if my friends were during recess break time were like hanging out, like this cool kids, everybody thing, I'll just be painting, drawing or something. And I did play basketball. So if not that, then I'll probably be in the gym, right? I mean, I know we used to go to the studio, but recording at that time wasn't really a big thing for me, not until like maybe 12th, 13th grade. I said 13th grade, 12th grade, right? 5th grade should be college now, right? Yeah, so first year college, second year college, and then I encountered a couple of new friends of mine at that time. And yeah, shout out to Mike Brenner for this. Shout out to Magician because and of course, man, there's lots of other people I want to give a shout out to, man. King Yillis, one of them, of course, man. I had some inspirations from those guys that they really put in their heart in music, and he taught me a couple of things as well. So when I realized that probably this is the path that I've taken, I took my music very seriously. But before that, whenever I feel like maybe I don't want to be around my friends, I'll probably just be doing my own thing, right? But when I'm with my people, then now it's like all of a sudden I'm like this extreme extrovert. Like I'm more like a party social animal. And it's kind of crazy. The other day I was just talking about that in the episode of self discipline and leadership, because Aristotle did write this, that man is a social animal, right? So that made me a type of person who was able to fit in, right? Now in any kind of group setting. So many people didn't think that I was just probably a nerd reading too much books, okay, like people should think I am today. But they also thought I was pretty cool. So that's how probably they gave me the G, for shit, gangster, I guess. I don't know that, because that's what people would say. I don't know if I can call myself a gangster, man. I don't gangbang, but yeah. So that's pretty much how that merged. And before you know it, she was like one complete, brand for that I couldn't even run away from. It's like now it was just there, Midi G, and then I grew it, and here I am today on this program, Solo Music. So if you're watching this program for the first time and you wanna, continue checking out for other contents that yet to come on this Solo Music, please, subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment, people. All right. So until next time, when we're gonna be talking about what is it again? Yeah, before I forget, artist name search was today's program. Last program for the whole month is gonna be artist mental focus.
Yote tingo yambana kupeza bali ponze chabe tingo kambana chikwati chatu sichisebenza I think ine manje nayenda
and I just wanna see you cry. Somebody needs somebody. My body needs your body. I'm on your back, all of you, somebody. body needs somebody. My body needs somebody. I want you to follow me. Up in my Maserati, big love in my Maserati. I say up in my Maserati, up in my Maserati. Girl, I wanna see you go down. Yeah. Say me, I love the way you bend body. Up in my Maserati, make love in my Maserati, and I just wanna see you right. Yeah, all I get a break at the baby.
You and I.
Girl, now you the ginger me. If you know how you the cause you drop. Shit, you know go one person. Love the way you the dance, girl. I am we made it. Why you can't love fire? Mommy, you be cool. Let's hop in my Maserati. Baby, hop in my Maserati. I say hop in my Maserati, hop in my Maserati. Girl, I wanna see you go down. Yeah. Say me, I love the way you bend body. Hop in my Maserati, baby, hop in my Maserati, and I just wanna see you right. Somebody.